show you from the Bible an example of how to recover when you fall. Would you like to learn how? Remember, in Tagalog, there's a word for ningas kogan. In English, that means a flash in the pan. Lalo mas malalim, no? Meaning you get excited now, and then what happens? You know, to walk with the Lord, to unleash God's full potential in your life, you have to keep obeying Him. How long? For the rest of your life, day by day. How do you do that? It's called you walk in the Spirit. You walk in the light. Be sensitive. When God tells you something, it's all about the heart issue. Why do I say it's all about the heart issue? Christianity is not perfection, but it's all about the heart issue. For example, in 1 John chapter 2, verse 3, the Bible says, by this we know we have come to know Him. If you're intimate with God, if we keep His commandments. The grammar there is your heart's desire is to obey Him. But should you fail, don't be despair. You have a lawyer, you have an advocate. So let me share with you an example now about how this guy fell into sin. Now, when I talk about David, what enters your mind? What is the sin of David? Everybody? Louder? You see, most of you think of Bathsheba. Most of you think of adultery. I want to tell you something. It's more serious than that. It caused the death of 70,000 people. Let's look at 1 Chronicles chapter 21. Satan stood up against Israel and moved David to number Israel. Notice, Satan is alive and kicking. He knew the weakness of David. He moved David, meaning he gave David the idea and David followed through. What was the idea? David said to Joab, his commander, go to the princess of the people, number Israel from Beersheba even to Dan. Beersheba is the southernmost part of Israel, to Dan, the northern part, and bring me word that I may know their number. You know, the Bible tells us God was totally unhappy with what David was doing. Is it wrong to number people? No. You have a book in the Bible called the book of what? Numbers. In the book of Acts, they numbered how many people came to Christ. There's nothing wrong with counting. But if you count for the wrong reason, for your pride, to put your confidence in your army, that becomes an abomination. That was David's problem, the sin of pride. So, the Lord did something. But before I talk about the Lord, I'm going to tell you something. You have to be careful. Satan is real, right? Look at this verse. Everybody, finally, be strong in the Lord and in the strength of His might. Everybody, put on the full armor of God. Here's a picture of warfare, so that you'll be able to stand firm against the schemes of the devil. Most of us are ignorant of the reality of warfare. The Bible says, be strong in the Lord. You cannot be strong in your stuff. Your willpower is not much when it comes to temptation. You got to be strong in the Lord. You got to be filled with the Spirit of God. You got to depend upon the Lord. You have to walk in the light. Depend upon Him. The Bible says, be able to stand firm against the schemes. Now, the word schemes, what enters your mind? Scheme. Scheme. Maraming ano yan. Wily. Satan is very wily. He knows exactly your weakness. For men, what are our weaknesses, gentlemen? Face to face with each other, men. Number 1, women. Number 2, girls. Number 3, ladies. No. Okay, so for men, the weakness is women. What else? Pride.